You're so disgusting.
What you do today, Chuck?
I herped.
You herped. You
herped.
He's got the herps.
3 eastern diamondback rattlesnake and a couple coach whip.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where's the location?
Bro, these poaching motherfuckers would love to know.
Teeny weeny.
Yeah, I just went.
I love the coach whips. All the racer snakes, I just really like them. They're very, 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 very different.
They are a racer snake?
A racer snake.
Okay.
They're in the same.
They're in the
group.
same.
Smart as shit.
Yeah, dude.
Smart and fast as fuck.
Yeah, super fast.
Mm-hmm.
The black racer's the fastest, I think, out of
They're-
the group. But the coach
they're
whips
the
like
same,
right behind
same
them. They're
shit.
crazy.
They're the same shit.
Yeah.
Same
Can we
speed.
put them like
I
in
actually
a maze?
so
Run?
I saw this meme where it was like, I don't know if it was a meme or something. It was like, if someone ever asks you, or when someone tries to see if what they found is a black rat snake or a black racer, it's like, oh, just tell them to try to pick it up. If you go down to pick it up and it's still there, it's a black rat snake. If it's not, it's a racer. Like that's
Well, actually, the
hilarious,
coach
dude.
whips we caught. It was pretty cold, so
Yeah.
we literally just.
Oh, there you go.
Hello.
Yeah.
The little ones we saw, not so fucking much.
Yeah.
It was gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And then the western coach whip in Texas is like the pink red ones.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
that's
really
that's a specific one because there are regular ones too over there.
And then there's an integrate zone
Yep.
where the pink and the black, like the black head from the eastern coach whip and the red body from the western come together, and they have a black head, pink body coach whip.
What's the difference between an integrator and a hybrid?
Location.
I don't even think that's how it goes.
Location. I used to.
Because I'm pretty sure the pink is with the western that it mixes, not the eastern.
No, the western.
Chuck was
and the
like,
eastern.
I think
oh,
you're
you mean
just
with the
yeah, with
things
the
up
pink,
right
the
now.
pink
sure
and
it
the
could happen
western.
that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's what I see mostly go around.
I've heard that hybrids are just cross genuses and integrates are cross species.
I don't know about that.
So like a hybrid is like a jungle corn, but an integrate is like
No,
I
can't
don't
be.
know.
Can't be that.
a king cross.
No.
I don't
Cal
know.
MBK.
Because
I
if
don't
it's like
fucking
a
know.
fucking northern blue tongue and an eastern blue tongue, it's a hybrid. It's not an integrate.
Why not?
I don't know.
You're just
bro,
making up the word. It doesn't matter.
Talking about making up the word, what's up with you not believing in morphs?
With me not believing. Oh, that's right. We were gonna talk about this.
Listen to this, Chuck.
So, I think a morph is.
I
only-
agree with you
Okay.
already.
A morph is literally, he really doesn't. A morph is literally only just something that is passed down from the parents as a specific allele.
Incorrect.
Right. So I think examples: albinism is a morph. Exanthism is a morph.
There's a mutation.
Pastels are morphs. All of it is genetic mutation. All of it is a genetic mutation.
Yeah.
But a morph specifically, what I categorize the word as,
Okay.
is that something that
But-
you can calculate together and figure out the odds for the offspring.
But a morph. Okay, so the little backstory. Okay, so we were here looking at some crescent geckos, and then somebody said it's a phantom, and then was it you that said that's nothing? Like that's not a morph?
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean anything. And I was like, yes, it does. And he's like, it's not a morph. And I'm like, it is a morph. And then in reality, a morph is anything that makes it look different than what it looks like in the wild.
Yeah, a locality is a morph.
Okay,
No.
yes.
Yes.
No,
But
that's a
this is the-
genetic
this is the
mutation,
thing.
but it's not a morph.
No, but
It's
this is
a
the
morph.
thing. So
Okay,
I'm trying to, real quick,
Morph.
wait.
A visual or behavioral difference between organisms of distinct populations in a species. Go ahead. Thank you.
So this is the thing. So he tells me he has this whole thing where it's just like I am bending the definition of morph so it could suit what I define a morph.
No, I'm just
and I'm
saying
like,
that
he
your
literally
definition-
just when I told him to
Yeah,
define a
yeah.
morph, he's like, well, that's what I think. So you did, you
Right,
think
no,
that you
no.
blame
But I'm
morph.
saying your
Morph has
definition
a
of morph,
definition.
your guys' definition of morph is all encompassing, and that's okay. That's just your
That's
definition
not
of morph.
our definition. That is the definition.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Okay.
And zoology too. Like it's not just reptiles and shit.
Okay, so question.
Answer.
Let's say I get a.
Penis.
Morph is an umbrella term, by the way.
That's literally what I'm saying. It's a,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a catch-all.
yes,
But what's the
yes.
difference between morph and genetic mutation? You're saying they're synonyms?
One of them's genetic.
No, the morph, it's the umbrella term to that as well.
A genetic mutation?
Yeah. It just anything that's different within two populations. It's the same species. It's just something different.
So if
That's
I
a
find
morph.
a skink, a blue tongued skink
Okay.
with no front legs, that's a morph.
Yeah.
I mean, why-
It was born. Born that way.
Not
Born with no
not
front
the
legs.
one. Not the one. It has to be populations.
No.
It has to be multiple. I just
That's
read it.
what
I
it
just
is.
read it.
Okay,
I just read
no.
it.
Because if I have an
This
anery
man
corn
goes-
snake, the first
No.
corn snake ever found, anery, That's
You
not a
already
morph right
fucked
there.
up. You already fucked up.
Why?
There's a whole area with anery.
All right, this is wrong. We're gonna skip
not,
this.
he knows
I
this.
literally
Okay,
went.
but you think that
Bro,
it's
what
look,
the fuck?
because
I
you've
hate
been over
this
this.
dude, bro.
You've been over this before. You've mentioned this countless times. It doesn't count, dude. You
Yes,
think
it
it's a
does.
locality? It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is. It's
not.
that one area.
If that
No, it's
It's
locality,
that one area.
if that lo-
You go to that area, you herp, you find a corn snake is an anery every single time.
Okay, you go to anybody who knows anything about corn snakes and you say anathoristic is a locality, they're gonna laugh in your face.
Well, they're fucking stupid. They don't
No,
go
no,
outside.
no, no, 'cause
They
that's
don't
not
go
true.
outside. They
I'm
don't-
gonna
they
solve
don't go
this for them
outside.
right now.
They don't go outside. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna solve this for them right now. So anery came from a location where there's all aneries. So in a
Yep.
sense that it's the locality of that.
Yep.
But that does not mean that it's not a morph, and that does not mean that morph,
Morph-
is
okay,
only
wait.
a locality.
But then you're saying that all morphs are locality specific.
No. Morph. Okay, again, morph umbrella term. It's a bubble, right?
Yes.
Down from there, we got genetic mutations.
No.
Yes, we do. We do.
So you're saying
That's
a genetic
what morph-
mutation is a type of morph?
Not
That
a
doesn't
type
make
of
any
morph, not a
sense.
type of morph.
Yes.
The wording of that is fucking horrible. But
You're
yeah,
putting
yes,
genetic
yes.
as a...
Yes. A morph is a difference. It doesn't mean a morph is not just coloration. A morph is a difference between populations. That's literally what it says. It's a difference between population. Now, a morph is not just like what this motherfucker breeds just for random
it's
shit.
not just that.
Yeah, it's not just
It's
that.
not just
a
that.
morph, the way they use it in the reptile community is not the actual definition of the
So,
word.
okay, question. Why can't I just say it's a genetic mutation, not a morph?
You can because it is both.
It's both. Yeah.
You're saying you're saying they're synonyms. You're saying a morph
No,
is a
they're
genetic
not.
mutation.
Look.
It's
Every
like-
morph. All right, every
Okay.
genetic mutation is a morph, but not every morph is a genetic mutation. Is what I think you're trying to say.
No.
No, that's not what
Okay.
I'm trying to
You're
say.
saying they're
That's
synonyms.
what I said.
You're saying they're interchangeable words.
It's okay. Yes, kind of. So crocodilians.
That's a broad
crocodilians-
definition.
It is.
You're
it is.
using it so
It
that you
is.
can encompass
We're not
everything.
using it. It is
That
what it is.
That is what it means. That is what it means. In the reptile community, they use the word like wrong. So crocodilians, right? Then we have
Okay.
alligator, crocodile, caiman, all that shit.
I get
That's
how
what
categories work.
Exactly. So when you look at the definition within zoology, a visual or behavioral difference between organisms of distinct populations in a species. So it is a broad definition. It is not meant to define what the animal is. So you should not say this is a morph, this is a locality.
So what this guy does?
It's wrong.
No. What is it called?
Well,
I breed
It's
ball
not morphs.
pythons.
no, it's not.
He's not breeding morphs.
It's
What
just
is he doing?
Genetic mutations, just changing the
Everything is a genetic mutation.
Yeah, it is. That it is.
But the definition is not. You can't say what's the definition of morph, and it's gonna show up
Yeah.
genetic mutation.
No. It's not because there's too many. Because it could be genetic mutation, locality. It could be too many things. It's synonym to a whole bunch of different things. So you should not use the word morph. Like if you're talking correctly about the animal,
Wait,
the
hold
word
on, hold
morph
on.
does not come out.
But
It's too broad.
in a sense, if I'm making albino snakes, I'm still making morphs because it is a morph. But I
Yeah,
should.
but
What
it's
you're
too
saying
broad.
is
It's too
what you're
broad.
saying is I should say, oh, this is a genetic mutation. It's a mutation.
Yes, because then
Yes.
you can. If you say morph, it could mean genetic mutation. It could mean locality. It could mean a million things.
Yes.
So you have to be a little bit more specific if you're trying to be like specific.
yeah.
The word morph doesn't come out because it means too many things.
So, question: give me an example of a morph that is not a genetic mutation.
It doesn't really happen because that's another.
But you're reducing the definition of morph.
Okay.
to just
Wait.
meaning
Didn't
a
you say
genetic
today?
mutation.
Wait.
No,
Wait.
no,
Hold
no,
up.
no.
Didn't you say today that there was
What?
something with the indigos, like a certain locality?
The clades and shit. The bullshit.
Okay, but
That-
you're saying that genetically there's something different there in that population?
Yes, genetically, not visually at all.
Okay, but so then that's the morph.
No.
Yeah, it
a
is
morph
still-
has
it
to
is-
be
it
a
is-
morph has to be physical.
The thing is, the thing about what he's saying.
At the
is-
very minimum, morph has to be
the
physical.
thing-
You have to be able to see.
Yeah. The thing that he is saying is if a change happens within the animals, it is a genetic mutation. He's right with that. That's
Okay.
just because you can't change an animal without changing the genetics. Like he's
Right.
fucking right on that.
Okay.
But it's another umbrella term. Like it just goes. Whenever you think
There's
think
got to
of-
be an example that we can't think of. There has to be.
Well, no, because he is right at the same time. He's not exactly wrong. Because it will go then... Because if you think about taxonomy, you know, like that whole fucking bracket is exactly how these fucking words work.
Okay. In my head,
Okay.
morph comes from the word morphology, which is just physical. It just means physical.
Yes.
The physical appearance. So when
Yes.
you say, oh, I made a morph, I found this morph, it's a different physical appearance than what is typically found.
Yes.
I can
and
understand
happens
that.
Through it happens through the genetics regardless.
But. Okay. I can accept that morphology, that definition of morph,
Yeah.
and genetic mutation are the same. Fine.
Yes.
Because, yes, you need a genetic mutation in order to have a change in phenotype. You
Yes,
do.
yes,
However,
yes.
however, that's so, it's like almost redundant. It almost means nothing at that point. Like,
No,
you're
it does-
basically not allowing them to be different.
Well, it's
You're
not that
basically
we're
like,
not
oh, they're the
allowing
same
it.
thing. But
They are the same
specifically,
thing. They are the same thing.
in herpeticulture, let's say not zoology,
Okay.
not the whole broad.
Why do you say it like that?
It goes together, but keep going.
Sure.
It goes together.
In how people conceive morphs, crested geckos, and they're like, besides lily white, axanthic, cappuccino,
No, you're wrong already.
real morphs, pinstripe, quad stripe, harlequin, fire, or flame, whatever, those aren't morphs
Yes, they
to
are.
that definition.
Yeah, because they
for what?
changed
For
it.
what?
the-
For what? Go ahead.
To the definition that herpeticulture uses.
I don't
it.
understand them.
So
I don't
if
understand
I tell you,
crested, so I don't
okay,
understand what you're
if
saying.
I tell you right now that a pinstripe crested geckos gives it
I hate this.
pinstripes, it's a genetic mutation.
It is a genetic mutation.
Therefore,
It
it is a morph.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
zoologically
yes.
speaking,
You
it
can
is a
make
morphological difference. Yes.
Well, maybe.
Because here's the
Now
thing.
I'm thinking because it does say population. It is because you make the population in captivity. In the wild, you're right.
But if I found one pinstripe, it's not a definition of a morph. You're not allowing it to be a genetic mutation.
yeah, because it's just one.
I hate that. That
Bro,
doesn't make
it's like
sense.
you said no because
if like,
a genetic mutation could be what we call sometimes diseases. So you can't
Yes.
count that as well.
Lemon frost.
You can't count that.
so okay, like spider ball pythons. The first spider ball python ever found.
If it's only one, you can't count it because
that's not a morph.
it's a genetic mutation that just went bad.
But you're saying a genetic mutation is a morph.
Yeah, but
It is a morph.
Yes.
It's visually different.
No, but it
than
doesn't.
other
They
ball
don't, have,
pythons.
they don't have to match. A morph has to be a population by definition. By definition, has to be a population. So multiple of them in one area, boom.
Okay, why
morph.
can't you have a population of one?
Because that
Like
does,
a leucistic king cobra. Is that a
Bro,
morph?
Okay. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna
Yes
give you
or
an example.
no?
I'm gonna give you an example.
Well-
Hold up. I'm about to get fucked up right now.
What are you gonna say, bro?
Alligators that eat pizzas
No.
are not
no.
morphs.
Fuck nerd. Listen. Africa.
Okay.
Whole bunch of black people.
Okay.
There's one white man.
Right.
That white man's a morph. If there's more,
He is not a population.
If he
It's
did not
just a
come,
white-
if he did not come from elsewhere,
Okay.
well,
From there. From there.
You're
from
saying
there.
that
He is not a
people are
population.
morphs.
No. He is not a population. And yes, people are morphs. I mean, look at you. Look at me.
but what's a
motherfucker.
normal human being look like? That's
There
the
doesn't.
thing.
There doesn't have to be a normal. The normal
Okay.
in nature is the most common. There's not a normal. Shit can change whenever. We just say normal to the most common shit, and we say that's normal. There is no fucking normal.
So a classic corn, a normal corn, is just a locality.
but
corn.
people say like wild type.
at this point, yeah. At this point, because
it's just
it
the
can
locality
change.
is wider.
Exactly, and it can change. And if you go back in time, maybe it was different.
See, but I hate this.
They lost me. Now.
we're
What
like,
do you mean?
We're making the terms like so.
They are wide. They're fucked.
But we're
They're
stretching
fucked.
them. We're stretching.
They
I
are.
feel like in
They are.
herpeticulture, there's
They are.
more specific.
Is that how you say that word?
Yeah.
herpeticulture? Herpeticulture? I say herpeticulture.
I'm so whenever you say that.
Herpetoculture.
Herpetoculture.
not his petaculture. Herpeticulture.
We're inclusive.
Yeah. Let's get that shit.
I was gonna. Okay.
They are broad terms.
Here, let's
They're
go back to
really
crested
broad.
geckos.
If you go,
You know how albinism works, right?
Yes.
An albino animal and an albino animal produce albino animals.
yes.
With pinstripe and crested geckos, for example, a
Yeah.
pinstripe and a pinstripe don't always produce pinstripes.
Yeah,
it's just
okay.
random. You are increasing your chances because you're not line breeding per
Are
se
you
unless you're
100%
inbreeding.
sure about that?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, let's
I'm
go by that. Let's go by
100%
that. No,
Can
let's
we
go by
phone
that.
a friend?
No, let's go by that.
Who
let's
here
go,
breeds
let's go
crested
by that
geckos?
because even if it's not crested geckos, I bet you an animal works that
Something
way.
works
so,
that
yeah,
way.
Yeah,
There
so
is-
go ahead.
what-
Go ahead.
what else?
So
There is
in
one.
my herpeticulture umbrella, those don't qualify as morphs.
Okay, but that's
Albinism
yours.
does, but because the pinstripe
Yeah, but-
isn't passable,
But that's
not.
yours.
Yeah, but again,
That doesn't
again,
mean it's
again,
fact.
a population.
but I think that's how herpeticulture uses
listen,
it.
Okay,
No.
They use it that
listen,
way.
this is the problem with all of that because you might be right, but you're wrong within the pet trade. Because now you're talking about populations in captivity. If you make a population of those, that's a morph.
So the
in the
second I make
wild.
a second cappuccino, it's a morph.
Not a second, a population. Whatever a population is.
Can you Google
3.
what is a population?
Let's go. Let's go.
Because you can't. The thing is, you can have a population of one. It's just
You
one.
can.
There we go. There's one.
Okay, if let's say there's only one black rhino left in the wild, and I say, oh, the population in the world is 1.
It's a whole different subject. You're using the word completely different because now
Okay,
you're talking about
then why can't we say morph as a different subject in herpetoculture than from
because it is not
zoological?
used that way. It's not that we can't.
I think it is though.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
So like, let's say Uromastyx, right? Just because I'm thinking about colors, and I want bluer Uromastyx, so I start inbreeding, I start line breeding, and I get really, really blue animals. And no one is gonna call that a morph. Because everybody knows
So
that
a
that's line
population-
bred.
again,
that was intentionally derived
A population
through years
is
of
a
generations.
group of individuals of the same species that live in the same geographic area that interbreed with each other. Now, I also read with people
Interbreed.
all the
Hey, yo.
all the
Alabama.
all the inhabitants of a particular town, area, or country. Now I just thought of the rhino thing that you just said. Yeah, there's one. The population is 1, but there were more rhinos. They just
Right.
happened to die. So there was an actual population. The population just went down. If you get a mutation that is random as shit, this motherfucker was born with 3 eyes. He is not a population. It's just a random ass mutation. That random mutation can become.
A morph.
Shut
Is that-
up.
no, I thought that's what you were gonna say.
It becomes
Fucking
a population.
cock.
Okay.
If your mutation keeps going, population. If it's just a one hit, that's one.
And it doesn't count as a morph.
No.
Even though it
No.
is a
It's-
phenotypic difference
It is
due
like-
to a
but
genetic
there's no
variation.
population.
Yes, you're completely
That doesn't
right.
make any sense.
No,
Yes, it
but
does.
because there's no population. It's like
morph
whenever they
has to
bring
be-
a dinker ball python,
Yeah.
right? That it looks visually different, and they breed it, it doesn't prove out. Now there's no population. There's
Yeah.
the one. That's not a morph.
Yep. That's not a morph. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Now, if
But
it
the
proves
problem-
out, and then there's 3 of them, you're like, okay, it's
You're
genetic
starting-
and it's a morph.
Does it have to prove out genetically?
It doesn't have to prove out genetic, but
I
let's say
think
a
so.
line bred.
I think
You know
so.
the
I
story
think
Let's
so.
say,
about-
I
wait,
think
hold
so.
on.
I think
Hold
so.
on.
I
Let's
think
say
so.
a line bred trait by that definition of a morph.
Oh,
Right?
that's just inbred. That's different.
no,
but yeah.
but what we're
You're saying
saying
inbreeding is not.
No,
Wait,
it is.
hold on,
it
hold
is.
on.
No, but
Fuck.
it just adds another word to the fucking list.
But this
You
is
were
the thing. So if we're doing a line bred thing and the animal is more red, okay, and using that animal, you continuously make more red animals, and that is your line of red animals.
a population of red
That is
animals.
a population
not a
of
morph.
It
Yes,
is by definition.
By definition.
By your definition.
No, by the definition
Okay,
of the fucking
well,
word. Just not your definition.
But you're
Listen,
saying that a morph.
listen.
Okay.
They're
Look,
using-
under the definition that morph is
Okay, I hate this
interchangeable
so much.
with
This is
genetic
stupid.
variation, that
Let's
doesn't make any
stop.
sense.
Yo, move on. I don't
Move
want
on.
to even. Let's move on.
Gosh,
move on.
fucking
Move
shit,
on.
dude.
I got him. We have the strongest coffee.
We do.
It's out right now. In the description, all the information's there. You can support us by getting the coffee. I have issues getting up in the morning. I hate my life. You know what helps me get up in the morning? Reptiles with coffee.
You know what helps
There
me
you
in
go.
the morning?
What?
My dick doesn't want to stand up. You know what gets it up?
What?
Coffee.
What kind of coffee? The Reptiles with coffee.
It gets me
There you
hard as
go.
fuck.
There you go. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, man, my mouth tastes too sweet. I really want something really
Yeah?
bitter. I
Yeah.
really want something really bitter. You know what helps?
Come.
Coffee. Yes,
Coffee.
yes.
Yeah.
But yes, the Reptiles with Coffee is out now. Go ahead and buy it and support the #1 reptile podcast.
Anyway, nerd.
Having
Speaking
fun,
of
Eric?
nerd,
That bitch
they
ass
recently
motherfucker.
fed a pizza to I think it was an alligator, right?
Yeah, it's an alligator.
They fed a pizza to
Bitch
an
ass
alligator.
motherfucker.
Did it taste good? Was it cheese?
Yo, fuck you. Too.
It was actually pepperoni.
I need to
fun
know.
of it.
It was
It was
pepperoni.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
This is the thing. This is my problem with that, and I'm going to tell you right now why. So
It's not
my,
Missouri crock
No,
chow.
my philosophy with eating pizza as a pizza connoisseur is
You
that
hear
the
this
first
piece of
time,
shit? He's
the-
trying to make it funny and all cute.
the
Fuck
first
this
time
dude.
that you eat pizza from a new pizza place, it should be cheese. You shouldn't get pepperoni. That's whack.
Why is that?
Why? Because the plain pizza, the sauce and the cheese, the way that it
I
melts
hate this
together,
shit so fucking much right now, dude.
That-
It's like
If-
the basil.
if-
the basil
Shut up.
pizza.
This shit
if
is
you eat it
garbage.
plain, then you
He's
know
trying
how
to be.
good
He's just trying to be a
the
nice guy right now. He doesn't want me to talk shit.
No, he's just talking about pizza.
Yeah.
It's not talking about pizza.
No, fuck
No,
you and
no.
your pizza. That shit is some fuck shit, bro. It's some fuck shit. I don't think
I
it's cute.
know. I
think
don't
it's
disagree
funny.
with you,
Fuck
but I
'em.
think it's more
Fuck 'em.
fucked up
No.
that they didn't offer him cheese
Fuck you, dude.
to see
Fuck
if the
you.
pizza place was
Fuck-
good.
Fuck you. Fuck nerd. Fuck Donnie.
so
All that shit is garbage, bro. I literally spend every single day of my life educating people on these animals, and then you get these fucking crackheads coming out here and doing this dumbass shit.
Do you have the proof that they do crack?
He looks like a crackhead. He built like a crackhead. I could tell from a mile away, allegedly. Sue me, bitch.
You know what though? I do have the sentiment with that in the sense that like people particularly with savanna monitors, they see monitor lizards on
Yeah.
wherever source they're seeing monitor lizards, and they think, oh, they eat rodents. That's all
Yeah.
they eat.
Yeah.
I can feed them rodents all
Yeah.
the time. And it's like, no, with this one you can't.
Yeah.
And probably with more you can't.
Yeah, nah, this
Yeah.
motherfucker comes across like he's trying to be an educator and all this bullshit. Bro, he just trying to fit in. He just a fucking
What was the
outcast. He's
goal?
just
It
trying
was
to
just
fit in.
to hit
He
views?
just wants, bro, they just want to
Likes.
fit in. They just
Yo,
want to
what
have
if-
views. He's just
Yeah.
a piece of shit motherfucker that wants to be an educator, wants to be this big ass shit, but he ain't shit, bro. He's falling apart. That motherfucker is falling apart. He's falling apart from the inside.
It was
He's
because
shit.
Lilith died.
And then after that, yeah, ugly ass motherfucker. Dude,
That's
no.
fucked.
Which
Then after
wasn't a
that-
morph. Lilith was not a
No.
morph, by the way.
Then-
Doesn't count.
Then this motherfucker doesn't believe in vets. He wants to do shit by himself, but he's an educator. This motherfucker, he thinks he's a scientist, like Rick and Morty, motherfucker.
What
This
if-
motherfucker is so
Hey,
fucking
you are-
What
stupid,
if
bro.
he has multiple crocs of the same line that eat pizza?
Shut the fuck
That's
up
a
with your
morph.
dumbass
It's
shit.
a behavior.
Bro, I think feeding them pizza is worse than all your tubs put together.
Really?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I
You know,
am
100%.
better.
Bro, look at the comments. There's people talking about
You
giving
know.
pizza to bearded dragons and soda and all this bullshit. Like, that's what you're creating. You think you're an educator, but that's what the fuck you do? You're a piece of shit. You're fucking garbage. You're a fucking clown, and you're a fucking joke. That's what I feel about it.
Who was eating pizza to who's feeding pizza?
was
Look
the
at the comments. I literally have screenshots of the comments too.
Yeah.
The comments is people feeding animals random shit and they're admitting to it. And they're like, oh, they like it. It's just once a year. All this bullshit. That's what shit like that starts. But then he wants to call out Chandler for free handling because that looks bad for the community. But then he does this dumbass shit.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah,
I
as a
agree
matter
with
of fact, hold on. As a matter of fact, the big cat shit just happened. People can't have big cats no more. That shit's fucking done. And that's what's coming for the reptile community because they see crackhead motherfuckers like this
Yeah.
every single time. Then he wants to bitch about everybody else. He wants to point fingers and make all these other videos about it. But then he doesn't look at himself. He does bullshit like this. You know what that shows? He makes those videos about other people to get views. It's all he gives a fuck about. Which, by the way, you're garbage. Those views are garbage. All of you guys are garbage. That's what he does. He just talks shit about people. Doesn't really fucking mean it at this point. If you're gonna be a fucking hypocrite, that's his
Okay.
superpower. It's being a fucking hypocrite.
I was gonna say with Nerd, they're always like they're basically the voice of USARC to an extent. They sometimes they always comment.
Exactly. How the fuck am I gonna support that shit
And
too?
you know what?
No.
So a lot of the mindset in keeping reptiles and reptile husbandry and all that is it's my right. I
Yeah.
have a right to
Nope,
keep reptiles.
it's not your
And I'm
fucking
like,
right.
no. Let's say that it is. Let's give it to them. Like, sure, it's your right to keep reptiles. You're using your right to feed them pizza. You know, I'm like, wow, this is what we're doing. You know,
Pizza's
instead
good.
of like, oh, hey, let's go ahead and give these animals the best that we can. Let's go ahead and
Yeah,
use
no.
it to give conservation,
Question,
to
for real.
educate,
Garbage.
and
Not
we're
that
feeding
I'm-
them pizza.
not
It's
that
my
I'm
right
saying-
to feed my alligator pizza, Chuck.
Not
So
that I'm saying
stupid.
that you should feed pizza to an alligator, but let's say, what can something like that do to the alligator?
To the alligator?
Yes.
First of all, it has breads and things like that. Mind you, they can digest a lot. Don't get me wrong. They can digest a lot.
Antlers, hooves, and shit.
Yeah, they digest a lot. But now you're giving them something that they do not eat, which is not meat. In the wild, every now and then they do oranges to kill like parasites, rocks as well for sodium and shit like that. When you give them something that is not natural to the alligator at first, a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably not gonna do anything. But you're doing that to get views and teaching other people that. You know what that cost is? Exactly what I work against every single day of my fucking life. And this motherfucker makes it harder.
Yeah.
Which is not to feed these motherfuckers in the wild. Now they see those videos,
Yes.
and these motherfuckers recreate that shit in the wild, which makes them a nuisance alligator because now you're feeding them shit
Yes.
that is human related.
Yeah.
Now the alligator ends up being put down because of that.
Yeah. And I'm only asking because I want you to clarify that that's your argument. It's not
Yeah.
about like, oh, they can't digest it. It's like, no, like what
They can
kind of
digest
trickle
it.
down-
They can digest it,
Yeah.
but if you go large amounts, yes, it's gonna be
no,
horrible.
but I'm saying like you're saying like your gripe is the trickle down effect. Like
Yeah,
what
the,
does that
the
video
trickle down
do?
effect, and then
Yeah.
he thinks he's educating people. You're not educating people, you piece of shit. That's not education. That's you being a garbage human fucking being.
Yeah.
Because now you're teaching all this bullshit that people are gonna replicate every single time.
Yep.
But then he wants to do videos about people live feeding, and now I don't see the difference.
Okay.
I don't see a fucking difference. Oh, he's live feeding this and that because this animal's getting hurt. At least it's eating what it's supposed to, motherfucker. Which, hey, listen, I'm not for those either. But those to me are the same. Those to me are the same. That is, if you, outside the reptile community, somebody looks at that, including FWC, animal abuse.
Yep.
That's not even good for people, motherfucker. What are you doing?
Nope.
Like, if somebody from the outside is gonna look at that, boom, evidence these motherfuckers ain't shit. This is the person that is marketing USARC right now.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, this skinny, ugly ass motherfucker, is the one at the front lines. This is what they got. Then these motherfuckers go to all these meetings and shit, showing the ugly ass faces after they do dumbass shit like that. Yeah. And then they have all this backup. Fuck that shit. If all these animals become illegal, it's because of bullshit motherfuckers like that don't do their research. The motherfucker from USR that don't look into shit, that they just open their mouth and like the motherfucker Daniel, whatever the fuck your name is. This motherfucker talking about indigos like 10 years ago. Shut the fuck up. You literally sounded like you really don't do this. Like, these motherfuckers don't go outside. They're talking about animals outside without going outside. How the fuck? How the fuck? Like, alligators, what saved them was captivity or whatever the fuck they said. Well, it was loss and captivity put together. But if you call farming captivity or farming the same as the pet trade, very fucking different.
Farming's worse.
But very fucking different. It's not the same.
It's worse.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The intention of the animals is to keep them alive in pet keeping. The intention of farming
to keep
is
them alive,
to kill them.
to keep them alive, and make them go through so many fucking things, and sometimes not even for breeding.
Then to make them go through so much fucking things to kill them.
But guess what? The farming helped them once in the wild. What does the pet trade do? Quite the fucking opposite. The poaching does quite the fucking opposite. Who's releasing shit?
We've
Who's
talked
releasing
about
native
this
shit?
before.
Who's releasing native shit? Nobody. This is garbage.
Yeah. Well, look, there is no way to release native shit. You can't. The law does not let you.
Bro, but exactly. They're not fighting for that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that.
I want to do that.
Yeah, but USR King, it's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
How you gonna put farming on your side? That's not what you do, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not what you do. You do quite the fucking opposite of that. Like, it's all of that shit cut. USR garbage. Nerd garbage. And then within the reptile community, bro, that shit went around and everybody's like, that is fucking garbage. Yeah. You're a fucking clown.
I didn't see, I haven't gone on social that much. But were there was like a lot of people being like, yo, why'd you do that kind of shit?
Yeah. A lot of people. They don't
answer back.
Pet keepers or zookeepers?
Both.
I don't know who they were.
Both.
Okay.
Both. People I knew, people I don't know. A lot of crocodilian people. Well, yeah, like respectable crocodilian people.
Do you think reptile keeping is getting better or is getting worse?
Depends who it is and where. Because people like that do shit just for the views, mind you, doing shit for the views, fine.
Right, bad shit happens regardless.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's not always bad. You can do good things for views.
Yeah.
People just look for the easiest, dumbest way to get views. That's when it gets a little bit sketchy because you put the animal's health and the future of the animals and the animals in the wild on the line. Yeah. That's fucked up. That's where I'm not with it.
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker's out here feeding an alligator pizza. Yeah. You can train that shit. You can train that shit to do whatever you want.
That the reptile hobby is getting better or is worsening?
Well, so this is the thing. The hobby, I think, is getting better.
Okay.
But the problem is not, in this instant, with that, like, step-by-step effect, it's not the hobby. It's like my friend fucking Cubanito in Miami that's going to go and be like, oh, look, they fed el fucking alligator ese fucking pizza. I'm gonna go feed my guy a pizza. He lives outside of my canal. Yeah. You know, and that's something that I could see happening.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
My own people.
If you look, if you look at the comment section, read it.
Yeah, you know,
they're there.
So for me, I think as a whole, the people that have been keeping reptiles, I'd say at least the last 5 to 10 years. If you've been keeping reptiles the last 5 to 10 years, you are getting better. You're doing things better. Like, people have been upping their care. But I think because it's becoming more widespread, more people are getting into reptiles. They haven't had that time to be like, oh, this is how I should be keeping it. This is the stuff that I'm learning. No. And so they're just getting and getting and getting.
Bro,
and that's getting worse.
I'm going to tell you right now, like that, shit like that, like people supporting that, them being able to be in front of USR and be like a marketing for them, that just shows me this is all going to shit. Yeah. Because you know who else said this is my right? Who? You know who else said this is my right to have these animals?
Please don't be Kanye right now.
No. You know who else said this is my right to have these animals and keep them however I want and make money however I want and get views however I want? The people that were keeping the cats. Yeah. What happened? What the fuck happened?
I have no idea. I didn't watch the show.
Wow. What? No, it's not a... No, it's fuck a show.
You're not talking about Tiger King?
No. I'm talking about people that keep big cats in general. Yeah. It's illegal now. It's cut. It's cut. Like, they're done. Yeah. There's no more breeding of them.
But because of Tiger King.
It's not but it didn't help.
No. Okay. It's a law it's been running.
It's been fun.
It's been running, yeah. Before Tiger King and all that shit. Bro, this shit's been running. Why? Because people said this is my right to make money out of them. Because this is my right to keep them how I want. It's my right to breed them. Yeah. Blah, blah, all this bullshit. Now it's illegal. Now they're all cut. That's coming over here now because of shit like that.
That's very funny that you say that because I was in the bathroom at Repticon, and I was thinking about something like that, and I was like, well, it was specifically in the ball python market, because I was thinking about how in the ball python market, like, things are really hard to sell things, and now nobody wants to support like similar things because they're like, I don't even breed ball pythons, and I'm like, yo, like, remember, history repeats itself. It's happening with the ball pythons. It can happen again to you. And it's that. History can repeat itself. It happened with the big cats, and it might happen here.
And, bro, the thing is, like, their argument is always the same. Especially nerd, you bitch-ass motherfucker. It's all right, this, and that. Right. And Jeremy, I love him to death, but that's another thing he keeps saying. It's all right. That right's going to get cut, bud.
Yeah.
That right's going to get cut because of the mentality of this
You're
bullshit.
using your right wrong.
Yeah. Like,
it's like if you have a bunch of money and you don't have a revolving bookcase that moves into a secret room, you're using your money wrong.
Yeah, that shit is...
Please give me the money because that's what I would use the money for. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that shit, it's coming. It's coming. When I see people like that, and then those are the people, like, attaching to USR, I'm just joke. Yeah. You're fucked. Because they don't have the right mindset. They don't go to those meetings. Every meeting they go to, USR comes back and makes a video. We tried our best, and PowerPoints, and their PowerPoints were too strong. The letters were too big. We couldn't read them. Like,
yo, they fucking use Times New Roman font 14, dog.
That's my biggest beef with USR is that it's like, why does legislation keep happening? Isn't it your job to stop this or to reverse this? And I get the legal procedure. I get it, but at the donations that are given, at the money that you're making, if you were any other job, you would be fired.
So
if you had any other job, you would be you're unemployed right now.
I mean, I did speak with at the Repticon, which is out right now, the Repticon podcast. I spoke with Liz from USARK, Florida, and I mean, we did speak about a lot of things. But the thing that I took the most out of it was how many people were watching me do it, because I had many people come up to me and be like, "Oh, I saw you do that. What did you guys talk about?" I explained it briefly. It's going to be on a podcast, whatever. But then I would say the majority of the people specifically said that they don't support USARK. Yeah. And they were like, I feel like I'd be wasting my money because nothing's getting done. Yep. And, like, I get it, dude. Like, it's not just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. Right. And it's not that you're paying, let's say...
You're not paying for results.
I feel like they're not even trying that hard.
Listen, y'all. Last season, you know that Imperial Reptiles was our sponsor. Unfortunately, things have changed. In the positive way, right? All right, so we have something special for you. Instead of the typical, like, oh, yeah, we got Imperial Reptiles here, we're doing better. If you're listening to this, you definitely love reptiles, which is great. What if I told you I can get you decor, enclosures, some of them, supplies, and even some food at a fucking discount, my guy. Discount. ImperialReptiles.com. Head on over there and use the code REPTILESWITH to get a discount on your order today. All right? We're doing our best here, right? So ImperialReptiles.com. Use the code REPTILESWITH for your discount today.
Okay. Is pizza a varied diet? No. But is constantly feeding croc chow a varied diet? Also no.
So you should feed pizza.
Wait, who does that? That's not.
There are people that do that.
Well, that's on them. The bag itself tells you not to.
Really?
Really?
Do other diets say that?
I don't know if all of them, but I know that one does.
I know. So, okay, not to shit on Missouri, because I know Missouri has a lot of good products.
And I know the owner.
But one of them specifically.
He's in Florida?
Yeah.
One of them specifically, I really don't like.
University of Florida.
Is the rodent Missouri. Because staple rodent diets are intentionally to fill them with hormones to get them fat and growing quickly.
We have, we made friends at the Repticon with somebody named Becca, that she has a gut solution.
Is her name Becca or Rebecca?
Her card says
whatever
Becca.
it is, dude.
Yeah, that she has like a gut solution and like a really healthy diet for like rodents. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a thing that she's like actively promoting. Yeah, we actually have a product in the back.
Because when you think about it, when I'm going ahead and scooping every job I've had working with rodents, it's the same pellets, and I think I'm like, wow, this pellets is going into this rodent, and then when I feed this rodent, it's going into my snake. These pellets are going into my snake.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah, well,
so I'm like, wait,
do you know why the pellets are the way they are and why they work?
Like they expand? Is that what you're saying?
The diet. They're the full diet.
Yeah, but you know what the diet does to the animal itself for your carnivore?
What?
Yeah, it breaks down a lot of the things that they can't digest themselves.
And it puts the vitamins in the organs they need to be.
But
like vitamin E.
They're only eating the same thing.
Like vitamin E.
But
all the vitamins are within the pellet.
Look, but I don't think the Missouri rodent is designed to feed the snakes.
No, it's to feed the animal.
Feed the rodents.
No, it's to feed the rodents. But it has all the vitamins the rodent needs to have them in the organs that your snake has to.
But think about it. When you're feeding
know-
these
Wait,
pellets
hold on.
with a lot of hormones and a lot
Yeah.
of the stuff for
you're saying
growth
the
and for
hormones.
fatness, and then you feed that to your rodent, and then you feed that to your snake, those hormones are transferring over. It's the same thing with antibodies in chickens going into human bodies.
Is it the same?
It's the same
though? Is
thing.
it the same? Is
It
it,
is the
is it a
same.
bad hormone? No, you have to look into those things. You're talking about looking into the things themselves.
no.
I think
it's
you're
true.
comparing
If you
it to
look-
our food. I think you're like making.
Yeah,
it
no,
No. There are studies on. There's countless studies of rodent diet.
Okay.
But Missouri,
Most of them.
Missouri,
I'm pretty sure.
because we're talking.
They're
We're
looking
talking
at
about
commercial products.
because we're
for
talking
rodents.
because again, Missouri is made by the University of Florida, so it's like all.
Look, the U.S. of Florida has bullshit. I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody does.
Yeah.
But like, it's like you're just talking like it's a fact. You don't know.
You're
you
right.
haven't looked into it.
Or you're right. I'm not gonna waste my time looking at every single rodent diet that there is available.
No,
I
we're
can't
talking
do
about
that.
Missouri though. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I would say all of them. Look, I'm gonna say 90% of rodent diet, commercial rodent diet, is filled with those things.
Yo, statistics are crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
he doesn't believe in definitions.
Like,
he
for
doesn't
example,
believe in
the croc chop,
statistics.
for example, has a lot of fucking vitamins that if you don't feed it to the fucking crocs, they're gonna lack of them,
But that's
and
not
they
a
end up
varied diet.
and they end up. No, it's not supposed to be the main diet at all. But they could end up
But
like
that's what all we're feeding
Jaws
the rodents. is
fucked
what I'm
up.
they
saying.
could
like
end up
improper
like
growth.
nerds alligator looking like this,
But
like
that's all
fucking
you're
scissors.
feeding rodents.
Is
You're
that
not
what
giving them
happens?
any varied diet.
Is that
You're
why those
only
gators are
giving
like
them
that?
Different things. That's part of it.
Oh.
But not just croc chop. Croc chop is one of the better options to avoid that. Growing up. Growing up.
What? Okay. What other commercial diets are there for crocodilians?
That's it.
Just the Missouri. Okay.
Yeah, and then after that is meat. But it has to be whole prey items because of the vitamins.
Livers.
The vitamins that the chow has, you have to get it from the animals too. But also like fur, bones, all those things that they need to use the pressure of their jaws. If
They
not,
exercise it.
Yeah, if not, it's just weak.
So it's not good to
just
feed them like chicken, like drums. Like,
No, because it's okay, but it
It's
doesn't
like a
have any
snack.
organs. It's like it's just muscle. Like we eat meat, but we eat the muscle of the animals because we eat plants as well.
Yeah.
They don't eat plants. They need the vitamins that the plants have, but they don't eat plants, so they get it from the organs that the animals eat.
Understood.
Most important, vitamin E.
But what's better? Actual items that they would eat in the wild or croc chop?
Both together.
No.
Yes.
Why?
Because if you bring an animal in and you feed it to a crocodilian, they don't eat that much, right? Let's say that animal you fed out, you don't know how much vitamin E they have. They might
Right.
have a lack of it. So the chow just adds those vitamins in case the animal doesn't have it.
I'm
It's like
saying
a
wild
well-rounded.
diet.
Huh?
A wild diet versus chow.
Yeah, just because it's a wild diet doesn't automatically
Wait.
mean it's better.
Well,
because
a wild diet is very like we're
Feeding
not,
them what they're
we're not
supposed to be
matching,
eating.
We're not matching that.
No, we're not.
We're not. We're not matching that at all. Nowhere near. That's the thing. Like apple snails is. The
But you
main
can't
one.
tell me that a pellet is the next best thing.
Yes.
No. Why?
Yes.
That's insane, dude.
What else?
For crocodilians?
Yep. What else?
Don't work
Go
with
ahead.
crocodilians, but I'm gonna say whole prey items. Actual meat. Why not?
Well, it's an example because that is it. But
So-
example.
For let's say a rabbit.
Nope.
Why not?
They don't eat that big of a meal every single time.
No,
It's too-
right. I'm
it's
not
too
saying
heavy.
that. I'm saying a
It's too heavy.
varied diet.
Well, I mean, we do that.
But you're adding the chow on top. The
That's
question
good.
was literally chow or a varied diet.
Well, chow is within the very diet, yeah, but not just chow. No, we don't do the. Bro, a very diet with chow.
I'm saying that. Look, just a varied diet.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Look,
That's a very diet. Add chow, like
But why?
chow, because it has vitamins that we don't know if the other animals have. It has a lot of things that the crocodilians
Chow.
need. It helps. It helps to put more in there.
okay, where do you think the chow came from? How did they develop the chow?
From the mama chow, dude.
How
Yo,
did they
the word
figure
chow
out the
is just
vitamins that a
hilarious.
crocodilian needed in order to put it in the croc chow?
Studying the ones in the wild.
With
cock.
What do you mean?
the animals that they were eating. The animals that they were eating were obviously giving them what they were supposed to have. Right?
Say the
What's
word.
wrong with adding chow to the animals that are already eating? What are you doing, bro? Because rabbits, it's too heavy. You have to go to the lighter things. What's
Change
lighter?
things. You vary things. You can do chicken. You can do a whole bunch of different
Nope.
items.
Chicken's too heavy too.
You have to.
Look at him. Like, do you know what the main diet of a fucking alligator is?
It's not chow.
Huh? Pretty close to
It's not
chow.
fucking
Pretty close
croc
to chow,
chow,
that's
that's for
point.
sure.
It's shaped like a chow.
No, dude.
What
Apple
is it?
snails.
Wow. Apple chow.
Interesting.
Barely any fucking nutrition
It's
within
not.
that.
It's not cow.
Barely anything
It's
within
not
that.
cow.
But they eat plants.
I
and
was
they're
looking at
filtered figures.
a podcast about gut loading insects, right? And one of the issues that they were having is that when you're feeding the insects, you're feeding them things that are basically garbage. You're feeding them bran, just mulberry paste. You're feeding them just carrots. And then you're putting those things into your animals. Your animals aren't getting the values that they need. So what do? We supplement with calcium and vitamin powder. The problem is that we don't know what exactly is in those insects that we're feeding. And so we're just giving them the vitamin and calcium powder, hoping that it's the full diet, that it's filling the rest of the stuff. That's what you're doing with the croc chow.
it's not.
You're hoping
No, it's
to
not.
cover the damn thing with other minerals
they
and hope
literally-
that it's
no,
enough.
The problem is with you is that you're not getting across the head that we do both. What they eat, what they should eat, and chow. Chow is not their diet. Chow just makes sure, like, okay, these vitamins, just in case I didn't get them, here you go.
Don't
It's-
you think
wait,
that you
it's
wouldn't
like-
need the chow if you were giving them what they needed?
No.
Why?
Because
You're saying wild
What
crocodilians
if they're
need chow.
deficient?
No, because where does this food comes from? Where does the rabbits come from?
Is he asking me where rabbits come from?
No. Like, the rabbits that we get, where
Jesus.
do they come from?
I don't know.
God.
Rabbits? They come from other rabbits. Rabbits make
No. Where
rabbits.
do they come from for us to be able to feed off?
From a breeder.
A rabbit breeder.
What do
Okay.
they feed the rabbit? We don't fucking know.
Chow.
Cow. It's just cow. All
Bro,
these animals
but-
are eating is cow.
But exactly.
It's like human beings. All human beings eat is corn.
Yeah, but look, think about what we
it's exactly. I'm trying to make a point. It's going right over your fucking head.
Yeah.
Listen, we don't know what the rabbits. I don't know if it's chow. Let's say it's not. Let's say they just eat carrots, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they just eat carrots. Like some
only eat
cartoon
carrots.
shit. Like some cartoon shit, dog. But let's just say it's just carrots. We
Okay.
don't know, but let's just say it's just that.
Right.
If we feed it to the alligator, boom.
All they're eating is carrot.
That rabbit is missing vitamin E.
Right.
But we threw chow. The chow has it. So
Look what we do with the tortoises.
It balances out.
What do we do with the
Because-
tortoises? What do we do put on top of their
greens.
veggies? What do we do? What do we put on top of the veggies?
Nothing.
Chow. We put Missouri on top
Oh, I
of
thought
it.
Yeah.
you just said. Oh,
No,
I think I
yeah.
missed that. I
Like,
missed
to
it.
feed,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got what you mean.
Yeah.
So it just adds.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this is your
This
whole
is-
meal. It
this
just
is
adds just in
well-rounded.
case.
Well, my point was with rodents.
Well,
When you're
it's probably
feeding
the same
rodents,
thing.
they're only eating the
It's-
cow.
this guy- okay, I'm done.
They're only eating the cow.
I'm not.
So what's up with these fucking diseases on these dart frogs
What are frogs?
or the frogs that you were
What are
saying
you talking
that
about?
last?
I have no idea. I didn't read that article.
Oh motherfucker! He sent us an article.
No, okay, no. Let's
I
keep it
didn't read
moving.
anything about
Keep it
pictures.
moving. Keep it moving. Back to fucking nerd. Bitch ass motherfucker.
But yeah.
Oh, man.
I think about that sometimes.
What?
About how my snakes only eat cow.
Are you
all
sad
that-
right now? What's
A little
happening?
bit, bro.
What's happening?
What do you want-
As long as
I don't know
long
what
as
they're
the
getting.
as long as the chow itself has all the vitamins, your snake is good.
How do you know they have all the vitamins?
Bro, what does the chow have? The chow will tell you what vitamins are in it. That's what the rabbit.
But you're just believing that has what it needs.
If I hear chow one more time,
It's literally made for that.
But how do you know that it's not filled with what I said?
Motherfucker, get a
You
microscope
don't know.
and look at it.
You
I don't give a fuck.
You
bro.
don't know. You're just trusting
Bro,
it.
no,
You're
no.
saying wild animals need cow.
Literally, bro, this is not made by some farmers either, bro. This is made by some people that literally studied what
So
the animals
appeal
need.
to authority.
No,
Because it says it on a label and someone said, oh, I did it myself. You believe it.
no. I actually met the people too.
That doesn't tell you what they did. It just
No,
tells you
but
who
can
they
ask.
are.
You can ask. You can go over there and fucking ask. Don't ask me, motherfucker. The
I
fuck?
don't know, dude. We're just talking. We're just talking. I don't actually think you're a
This
source of credibility in
motherfucker,
this.
dude. You barely are, dude.
I'm just asking questions.
God damn it! Why do we put all the fucking ingredients? We put the barcode on top of the ingredients. I'm trying to see what the fucking ingredients.
Semen! Like, what the fuck, bro?